good?
He'll get you in trouble.
Everybody else good?
Can't make nobody do what they don't want to do.
T.O., you good, bro?
Yeah,
All
for
right,
sure.
say less.
It's
All right, so
exciting.
we got my brother here, Brooklyn, Honduran roots here, the champ at 2 weight classes, bro. Appreciate
Hey.
you, pulling up to the chat.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if a lot of people know the Takeover, loving the nickname, dog. How did that name come to be? I gotta know before, we get things rolling.
All right, so that name came about in the end of 2017, closer to New Year's, and it was with I was in the bathroom, and I was just talking and chopping it up. My sister was doing her hair, my older sister, and she was getting ready for the events that family events and stuff, reunions and all that. And I was talking to her. I was like, "Yo, sis, I need a name. I need a nickname." I'm at this point, everyone got like an Elias name and stuff, and I don't even have one. Like, what rhymes with Teofimo? It's like, I can't think of it. But then she's like, "Well, you like Scarface. You talk about the world is yours and everything, And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "You talk about taking it over and everything." I said, "What'd you say?" She said, like, taking over the world. I said, "The takeover." She said, "The takeover."
Yeah, that's hard.
All right, so and then 2018, from that point on, hashtag the takeover, just keep going, and then we started taking over. Prospect of the Years for Sports Illustrated, from this to Yahoo Sports, and just kept going.
That's fire, man. That is fire.
That's a dope way to come up with the nickname.
Yeah.
With sis.
Yeah.
That's so organic, right?
Yeah.
Because she know you, like, it's
Ah,
from
yeah.
being brother and sister, like.
Nah, big sis for sure. She looked out, and they always. I have 2 sisters. I'm the only boy, but they've always, been on, on watch and supporting me all the way.
So we know that came from Big Sis. We know the fans love it. What does that personally mean to you, the Takeover?
The takeover, I believe, just like in the sense of whatever you want to be, whatever you want to do, you take it over. You make the best of it, So even in the sense of against all odds, well, okay, I make the odds, so you take that over. The takeover represents just overcoming anything in your life and really showing the world that the impossible is possible.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Take what's yours.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it. It's been doing very well, especially after like big championship fights that I've had, and I've conquered literally fight posters of people putting the Takeover fight night and stuff like that. And I'm looking at it all around, just people tagging me, and it's been a very high name ever since.
It seems like you use it in normal life too. Is that like you take over as far as with family, friends, like you try to live by that code throughout the whole thing, like not just boxing.
Not just boxing. I think even from the perspective of what I've done, since a young kid, like 3 years old, looking at boxing, but then at 6, taking it to that and really coming into the sport, I've learned that, this not only has taught me from a boy to a man, but it has made me grow up, not just in the ring, but outside the ring on a personal level. So you end up learning that what you do there in our field, you gotta also take out there in the world. So the Takeover has really shown me in that regard that everything that I'm doing is for that, that amount. Yeah.
And who better to help out with that name than Big Sis? That's why Big Sisters are important. Low-key, like they low-key just like confirm, everything that you believe in. They know you, so they can like direct you in the right
Honestly,
direction all the time.
It's sometimes not even. You may not even know it.
Nah.
Right? Sometimes that's the other part
Like
about it.
how he explained the story, how she was just like, you like Scarface, she already knew kind of where to put you to search for the nickname. She was like, the nickname, just go over there, you'll find it.
The nickname was Scarface, but it's still been fire too.
Low key, high key, yeah, it's a good name.
I mean,
but
another thing too, I'm kind of take this from what you were just talking about too with youth, and you talking about like being 6 years old. So the nickname didn't really come up until 2017, 2018, right? Do you got any stories or anything from the past that really just like growing up do you feel like that's been your mentality even before?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here's a little like rundown on it. 2015 was the USA, obviously Olympics are the next year, 2016 for Rio de Janeiro. So we're now fighting to qualify to get to our Olympic berth in our spot. And in 2015, that was the most important year for like the amateur pedigree.
Yeah.
And I started winning from the beginning of like May all the way to December. I started winning every important fight that was needed in tournament. National Golden Gloves that was here in Las Vegas, won it. Then we went to the following month. We went to Colorado Springs for the Olympic qualifiers, and won that one. And then not only did I win that, but I actually became the outstanding male boxer that whole tournament. There was like 400 plus fighters that registered.
That's a lot of people.
And then at the end, we won the U.S. Olympic trials to represent Team USA. However, they had political stuff that was going on. They had chose someone else. They didn't let us do a box off, which is what you should do. You know, and they didn't let us do a box off. The kid, next thing you know, I won that night. Andre Ward was there commentating, 2004 Olympic gold medalist. And afterwards, I was like, man, this is messed up. I'm crying a little bit, like, damn, this is hurtful. You know, you work so hard to get to this point. And I think since 1904, I was the first fighter to win the U.S. Olympic trials and not represent Team USA.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
But
so is that the first time you've seen the politics? Was that the very first time?
I mean, if you're in that field, you'll start realizing there's a little favoritism, right? Hearing, going and stuff. I've been robbed a few times that I felt, you know, that I've won. But it happens, right? You know, some judges know another fighter better, and they might favor him just a bit to get to the next steps, next finals and stuff. And yeah, that's when I realized a little bit more. But it changed a lot in me. You know, I was walking back to the casino, you know, just crying. They gave me a piece of metal. That's about it. The other kid got a whole duffel jacket, and he's there with the team.
I need that.
You know, got a little miniature-sized ring and stuff. And I'm like, dang, you know, it kind of makes you realize that all that, though, was to build you to become something more. You know what I mean? So, they tried to, you know, but they wanted to keep me. Don't get me wrong, USA Boxing and them, they wanted to keep me for the 2020 Olympic Games. However, by then I was just like, nah, you know, think I'll be too old in that sense. I was 18. But then my father, with the Honduran roots, that's when everything came to intertwine with, hey, let's see if we could go with Honduras or something, represent them in the Olympics, and we did, you know.